And we are here back again on another fantastic sucker-free DAY, or shall I say NIGHT. Hold on, you all. I just got something in the middle of my live. It says new managing moderators can support your channel in even more ways. Introducing managing moderators. These users have the same capabilities as standard moderators, but in addition, they can manage the block words and change your modes in live. Well, oh, we back. I decided to not go into that tab. Okay, how are you all doing? Me, I am absolutely fine. It's been a journey. It has most definitely been a journey the last couple of days understanding YouTube language. Yeah, every app has this language. And it's like it is Chinese arithmetic. But I'm working on that. And I know that they know that I'm working on that. But other than that, I've been great. I haven't been posting any videos, not too much of doing shorts or lives, because I've been focused in the background on my channel. Yeah, I've been working on my channel. What about you? What have you been doing today? What have you worked on that will help you go to a higher realm of elevation? And for all of those who are out there in the chat room, I want to say thank you for being here, because you could have been doing something else with someone else. I know that sometimes, you get me saying like 3 things about that, but I can simplify it just by saying you can be doing something else with someone else. Okay? But me, I'm absolutely great. And it's cold here in the Windy City. It is absolutely cold here. Well, right now, it's like 7 below zero. Oh, we ain't even got into January. We haven't even got into that, which is the coldest month of the year. Things are just getting started. Now, hey, I like the cold. I like the snow. And I like the summer. But I hate spring for some reason. It really doesn't do me any good. Anybody out there where spring does not fit you, where it's more like a dampness of a season versus a celebration of season from the ice. You all know what I mean? Yeah. But I've been working in the background, you all. I'm still here. Never, ever give up on your DREAMS. Never give up on your dreams. I didn't arrange no life structures here. I don't have things arranged where I normally would. I'm just holding my phone right now. Yeah, look at my eyeballs, It's a hard knock life. Hey, what's going on out there? Shelby, what it is? Shouts out to Shelby in the chat room. For all of you who are watching and you have not done so already, make sure that you be like Shelby. Right, Shelby? And press that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell and the word all to help ensure that you get notifications when we upload videos here on YOUTUB E. What's that belly button? Belly button, what it is, huh? We out here in the Windy City, city of gangsters, concrete jungle, COLD in the building. What city and state are you from? Huh? Is it cold? Do you have sun? You know, right now at this point in North America, you either got sunshine or you got cold weather. Okay. Me, I got cold weather. But needless to say, belly button, as I did with Shelby Lock, I send the shots out to you. Yeah. And make sure you smash the like button. Smash the like button. Hit the notification bell. Share the information with your relatives, your friends, your coworkers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. Who we got out there? What for cook and milk base? What do you cook with the milk base? I don't know. I'm not a chef. I don't know. I'm not a chef. I just know that you would put milk in macaroni and cheese. Okay? It's not a base, but it is an ingredient for a macaroni and cheese there. AUBR. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you, and we tip everybody in the chat room that's there. Right now, I need for you all to smash that like button. That's right. Yeah. But needless to say, it's cold outside. Here in Chicago, the waters on the lakefront, it's cold. Not exactly frozen, whereas you have 10 to 15 inches deep. Well, people are already out there ice fishing. But if you're ice fishing and you're in the cold, make sure that the depth of the ice, frozen water, is at least 10 to 15 inches deep. Yeah, yeah. If not, there's a great chance that you may not make it. In fact about it, I did a weird thing in Lake Geneva a couple of years ago. Yeah, Lake Geneva, Illinois, where JJ and Thelma and Michael wanted to send their mama on vacation too. You all remember Good Times? Anytime you need it, baby. They wanted to send their mother to Lake Geneva. But needless to say, when I got to Lake Geneva, they had the snow castle, snow fixtures, and all of that. I even drove the soccer mom van on the lake. Right there in Lake Geneva. Never did it before. However, I did see more cars out there on the lake, which, tempted me a little bit more, had a little bit more influence to get myself out there. Never did that in the city, on the rocks, on Lakeshore Drive. Never did that. In fact about it, you can't get a car out on Lake Michigan in the city of Chicago. But I was in Lake Geneva. Can't say that, don't mean to say that you can't, ice fish downtown, but ain't no driving no cars downtown on the lakefront with some 12 to 15 inches of ice sustaining you. Not happening. As far as I know, from being a resident of Chicago, a citizen, and of the state of gangsters, the city of gangsters, I've never seen a car parked on the ice downtown. But I was in Lake Geneva, and I was in the soccer mom van, and stood out there for a while in the van. It was crazy. Did not know if I was going to fall through the ice or not, but just trusted that I wouldn't, meaning that I had some type of faith, seeing that I saw other vehicles on the ice. It was an experience, just like life is an experience. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Ain't that right, Forrest Gump? Who we got out there? She said, what? I'm going to have to move to a whole nother continent. That's what it is. Hey, fish is great. Fish is my favorite dish. And I want to send a shout out to, what's her name? Damn. Let me grab my benzos here. XKKAEP. XXKK, excuse me. Yeah, I don't know how you pronounce that. XKKEP. She would like the ice fish, honestly. What's your favorite race? Who is that out there saying my favorite race? Sebastian Diaz. Sebastian Diaz, what do you mean? What is my favorite race? I don't understand that. What do you mean my favorite race? Favorite race of rice? Favorite race of chicken? Favorite race of people? There's only one race. Okay, what's your name here? Sebastian. Yes, Sebastian. There's only one race in regards to humanity, and that is being human. Now, you have all of these other people, that's into demonology, and they talk about spirits, but I tell you, spirits are real. Now, what we say they are, many people don't know what they are, even though they believe in spirits. Prime example with this. Let me give you one, Sebastian. I'm like, I don't know, 14, 15. 14, 15 years old, and my aunt, my grandmother's sister, appeared in a mirror with black laced material. Yeah. Like you have the black hat and the black veil. That's how I saw her in the mirror. And mind you, my aunt, my grandmother's sister, I'm 15 at the time, but she was dead, died, transitioned when I was like at the age of 10. Scared me to death. At this time, I had jerry curls. I had the little plastic bag on my head and everything. But I was going to the bathroom in the apartment in which my family was staying at. And I went from my bedroom, which was the front bedroom, out towards the street. But I had to walk past a mirror in the apartment to get to the bathroom. And right beneath the mirror was the stereo. Yeah. You all know those long console stereos back in the day? Yeah. Made of wood that you have to lift up. Right. You have to lift the lid because it just looks like It looks like a big table, but it's got speaker, music, wires, you know, a needle, a turntable, an arm, all of that and that. Do y'all remember those days? I do. Anyway, right, getting back to the subject, I had to walk to the bathroom. I had to walk to the bathroom, but before I got to the bathroom, I had to pass the mirror and the music console before I got there. But on my way there, I ran into the black velvet image that was in the mirror, and it was my aunt. Scared me to death. I did no way go forward towards the bathroom. No, I didn't do that. I actually went back to my bedroom, and threw the covers over my head, with the Jerry juice bag. Scared the shit out of me. Straight up. Spirits do exist, just to answer your question. But to get back on the subject here, fishing, Lake Geneva, in a van. Eh. But seeing that it's cold out here, anywhere in the city of Chicago right now we're facing like minus 30 degrees, minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Celsius, you can convert it into another figure, okay? Another amount of numbers. But Fahrenheit, minus 25 to 30 degrees here in the city of Chicago, yeah, that's about normal. But, the weather, Mother Nature, is just colding things up right now. We're just getting a small blast of what is to come. What about you? Where you living at? Do you feel safe where you live at? Yeah. Not only is that it may be cold where you live at, or it may be warm where you live at. Do you feel safe where you live at? Mm-hmm. Why safe, Mo? It seems to me, according to news reports across the country, I don't care if you read USA, Washington Post, Newsweek, People, New York Times, it don't matter. Milwaukee Journal, The Sun, the Chicago Sun-Times, the Chicago Tribune, it don't matter. Nowhere is safe. The way that America is going right now, they have so many people cracking up. A prime example of this is this, which is not in the title of the video. Who we got out there? Yeah. Let me grab these right here. I smoke churn and see demons in my mouth. I don't. My body is always on high alert. Well, I don't know about you people that's out there smoking what you smoking or doing what you doing to make you see demons, but it leads right into my conversation. What's that man name? No. Before we get there. Here it is. Speaking of demons, you have this woman who was in Macy's in New York City, Manhattan, was stabbed multiple times, changing her baby diaper in the dressing room. The culprit had no connection with the woman at all. Just went in and started stabbing her with her baby, you know, in the bathroom at Macy's. You all need to be careful while you're out there shopping. It could have happened at Macy's. It could have happened at Tiffany's. It could have happened at Saks Fifth Avenue. It could have happened at the Water Tower or Macy's downtown here in Chicago on Randolph Street and State Street, Randolph and State, aka the former Marshall's Field, you know. It could have happened anywhere. Yeah, I'm reaching for my gizmos here. Nowhere is safe. Not at all. Y'all be careful out here. We have crazy people out here. People have been let loose or discharged from mental asylums because most mental asylums here in America has been closed. So you got a lot of crazy people on the street. You have a lot of disgruntled people in America. People who are unhappy. Not just with themselves, but with their lives. And they don't want to see other people happy. Like when you're not happy, you be in a funky mood. But some people are not like that. But I'm sure that you know some who are. Just came and stabbed the lady, How many times? The lady could have died there right in front of her child. And the culprit was from Boston, Massachusetts. Excuse me. They were just from the state of Massachusetts. They did not give a specific city where the culprit was from, but the culprit was from Massachusetts. And she was a lady that stabbed another lady. Didn't have nothing to do with her. This is what I'm talking about. Craziness in society. People have become tired. Some people have become bonkers. Don't know what to do. Just all outside their bodies doing anything that may make sense, even though it might not be right. Just ask that 38-year-old man, Michael. Yeah, the Machete King who went crazy out there in Scranton, Pennsylvania, killed two women, 61 years old and a 59-year-old woman dead, including their service dog. Just went crazy. What's his name out there? Was talking about demons? I Smoke Sherm. Let's get to his name right here. Retard Patrol. Hey, Retard Patrol, you say you smoke some Sherm, some hallucinogenics, just like Michael did out there in Scranton, Pennsylvania, where he killed those two elderly women and the service dog because he said that he smoked PCP earlier that day. You see what drugs can do to you? Would you take the advice of Nancy Reagan when she just said, say no to drugs? Hey, a lot of people in Portland, Oregon would disagree with me right now. Portland, Oregon, city and state, just from my travels and my research, and I could be wrong, is the state that has the most freedom for you to entertain yourself with drugs. Portland, Oregon. Since you want to smoke on sherm sticks out there, retard patrol. Hey, I wasn't even going to bring this live to you tonight, but I had to bring you something trying to be consistent. Like I said, I've been in the background working on my channel. And it's going to be a new year, you all. Celebrate new years, new things to come, shift in the channel. But nothing have shifted like death, as in the case in which I was speaking of in regards to the Machete killer. And then you have a 66-year-old who's in critical condition. So it would have been 3 victims dead. Excuse me, 4, because the dog is dead. And you know how some people consider dogs or animals to have more rights than humans. I'm just saying. So 3 people, but 4 was on the list. But he didn't succeed. He did not succeed in getting away. But however, once again, be careful what you're smoking out here. Okay? Because Michael did have some sherm out there in Pennsylvania. Yeah, machete attack. In the same apartment complex. No motive. He is apprehended, but no motive. But he has been charged. No motive, but he has been charged. You know, which reminds me of another situation that took place, a motive but no charge. And that was at Brown University. Y'all know exactly where I'm talking about. You know the Ivy League school, Brown University? Hell, I didn't even know that Brown University was an Ivy League school. I didn't. But needless to say, what happened there? What's his name? Jacob Lee? Yeah. Jacob Lee? What's that guy last name? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Now, Jacob Lee, 48 years old. 48 years old. And he was involved in the... Oh, did I get it mixed up? Oh, I'm sorry. Brown's University. Here you have Benjamin Erickson. I'm sorry. Yeah, Benjamin Erickson. 24 years old. Former Army infantryman. Discharged from the military after 3 years of service. Has no deployment, meaning combat record. And he has no criminal record. But he shot up the college campus. Yeah, Brown University. That's that guy. 2 dead, 9 injured. Now they say that the suspect was in his 20s, but they caught this 24-year-old. He has not been charged with nothing yet. We can't say that for the previous conversation that we were having because they got charged. But Benjamin Erickson, in an engineering and physics building, shot up the campus. They don't know why. They know that last year he rented an apartment in Washington, D.C., but he's from Wisconsin. In fact, about it, when this kicked off, there were people around a home in Cedarburg, Wisconsin, which is not too far from Milwaukee. And why were those people in front of the house? Because that's where he originated from. Cedarburg, Wisconsin, moved to D.C., and then went to Brown's University to kill somebody. Why would he do that? Hell, you even had a PhD student who has the last same name, Erickson, as Benjamin Erickson did, the 24-year-old who shot and killed 2 people. And 9 of them are injured. Now, I can't say that for Jacob Lee, you know. I can't say that for Jacob Lee, because Jacob Lee, that was involved in the shooting that was in Kentucky, yeah. He's 48 years old. He's 48 years old, whereas Benjamin Erickson is 24 years old. Isn't that just ironic in the numbers? One 24 years old and the other is 48 years old? Just, figuring out numbers. 24 and 24 is 48, right? 8 and 4 is what? 12. And 12 is 3. Trials of evil. Trials of infamous acts. Trials in the world in which we live in. The number 3. See the math in that? My body is always on high alert. Hey, shouts out to what we got out there? Shouts out to 1221 Spartan. What is going on? What city and state are you from? Yeah, we just here. Jacob Lee in Kentucky. Now, you all remember that shooting that took place at Kentucky State University in Frankfort, Kentucky, right? A couple of days ago. Nobody knew why. But further down the road, in the backdoor story, we hear that Jacob Lee had a son that was going to Kentucky State University. And it is very possible that his 19-year-old son got into it with some other students. Yeah, you know that that hall there? Is it the high school that I wanted to go to when I was a kid. But that's the name of the hall there in Kentucky and Frankfort. But needless to say, the 2 individuals, one who was shot and killed, and the other who was critically injured, whose names that they have not disclosed to the public as being victims, went to that school, and so did Jacob Lee's son. Now, Jacob Lee has a last name. I just can't bring it to mind right now. But the police did detain him, just like they detained Benjamin Erickson for the shooting at Brown's University in Rhode Island. Yes, Rhode Island. Now, Rhode Island and Kentucky, I don't know, that's maybe like 1,000 miles apart. Close to, not exact. Close to about 1,000 miles apart. But these incidences took place maybe 2 or 3 days after one another. 2 days. Not three, but two. Now, I thought that when you go to a school of higher learning, that there would be no shootings. Have you ever thought about sending your children to college where there would be mass violence, mass shootings? No, you never thought so. Maybe you want to think about that right now as you send your children to college and to these places that has dormitories where you don't know what's happening, but you spend your fortune working yourself like a Hebrew slave to pay for the tuition of your son, of your daughter, to attend such schools of education, yet they are in a environment of violence, just like many have left the environment of the hood. But they have to go to the environment of college, of a university, and still experience violence when it is supposed to be an environment of excellence, an environment of high vibrations. But we get DEATH, death. I'm just saying. Y'all think about that. Yeah, we don't know how long this live is going to go tonight. It just may be over right now. But if you are living in a violent community, expect violence. If your society is plagued with violence, whereas you see no hope for the few who are righteous, you just may be coming to an end. The society that you know just may be coming to an end. Like, I'm no cornucopia type of guy, but I would like to see that sometime in my life, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you like to see some type of cornucopia in your life? Where you have less stress of worrying about if you're going to come back in and out your door? A society where you don't feel that your children would be endangered as much? A society in which you feel safe? But there is nowhere safe in America. Who do you blame that on? Take your choice. However, if you are the ruler of a country, king, president, ambassador, what they call prime minister, prime ministers, or queen, aren't you responsible not for the actions of individuals, but how reckless your society gets under your watch? What would a society be like under your watch? Would your society be ruled with an iron fist? Would you have leniency? Of course you would have to, How would it be? Would it be like in the old day where you chop a person's hand off for stealing? Or would you have your society a life for a life? What would you have it to be? Because the society in which we are living in right now, 2025, North America, is full of violence. But this country is based and was founded upon, excuse me, violence. Yeah, violence. So it is safe to say that we have been programmed to become violent. Would you not agree? Here it is. We hope for a more prosperous future, a more enlightened future, but yet we still promote violence on your TV, on your social media, on your video games. Violence, violence, violence is the order of the day. And we wonder why there is so much violence. We wonder why there is so much killing. We understand crime because of poverty, but just straight blowing off a person's nose, their head, their eyeballs, blowing out their intestines or their back is just insane. You don't have to kill them. You can just maim them. Blow off their ankle, blow off their leg, blow off their arm. But no, you have to kill them, aiming for center mass or the head itself. Now, with all of this violence going on, I would have to say that if you have a program like the MK Ultra, if you are a conspiracy theorist and you have the MK Ultra program in your mind, But what if you're not MK Ultra? What about all of these people that's in the hood? What about all of these people who are poor that either commit crimes of death through guns or knives? Do you think that they have a mental illness? Do you think they have a mental illness? Do you think that hatred of one's own self, is a disease? Do you think that one owns hatred of self should be a crime? Because I just think that any crime on any color of a people is a crime. It don't have to be black on black crime. Hell, you got yellow crime on yellow crime. You got white crime on white crime. You got brown crime on brown crime. You got red crime on red crime. I mean, if you go over to China right now, do you think any black people are committing crime? No, it's Chinese on Chinese. Okay? If you're here in America, you got black on black, you got white on white, you got Mexican on Mexican, you got Puerto Rican on Puerto Rican, the great melting pot. But the violence has got to stop. How can we have a better future when we are continuously perpetuating violence? Violence. That's this video. People do not have to live a violent life or be of a violent nature to coexist. But under the program of self-destruction, not just for black people, but for everybody in this great American melting pot, destruction, killing, violence is the order of the day. Don't just believe me, just watch the news. Read the news. Read the news. Many people I don't want to read. Well, I feel sorry for a lot of people because without their smartphone, they would be stuck. I remember back in the day when we didn't have cell phones or a smartphone or a computer. I remember those days, and you all had to do it by, what is that cassette tape called? Memorex. Remember that? Back in the day, you have to have Memorex, okay? And if this is your first time watching the channel, I ask that you press the subscribe button, share the information with relatives, friends, coworkers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. If you're feeling generous, you can support the channel with a super chat or with the membership. We have gold memberships and we have silver memberships. Either way, we appreciate you. But seeing that times are tight, we get it over here at THEMOSHOW Chicago. The best way that you can support this channel is press the subscribe button. Right now, this channel, yeah, MO, yeah, we're like this close from having 7,000 subscribers. That close. So we are hoping that you, help us to reach that goal at 7,000 subscribers. Working to get there. So tell your family, your friends, your coworkers, your neighbor, even if you got a dog, press the subscribe button. Have him to press it. Hit the paw pound. We just saying. We just want to make this place a better place to live, even though we don't run it. However, the little people of this country and of this world is actually what makes the machine run. So you do count, and your voice count, and your subscription counts. Without one red penny to this channel, press the subscribe button. And if you would like to see less violence, go over to my other channel, MOPOWERZ, here on YOUTUBE, and check out those audiobook series that we all have left for you. Black Man of the Nile and His Family, Stolen Legacy, The Destruction of Black Civilization, The Fall of America, The Message to the Black Man in America, The Demonology of King James, As a Man Thinketh, Kemet on Trial, From Babylon to Timbuktu, The Miseducation of the Negro, The World's 16 Crucified Saviors. We got some things going on that channel if you are on a higher frequency of mindset. Go over to that channel. And you can also travel on that channel with us. Let's go to the Mopop Museum that's in Washington. Let's go to Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Let's go to Georgia, where you find the Georgia Guidestones before they blew up. Let's go to the Black Holocaust Museum in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Having a great time. Let's go to the ley lines in Washington State. Yeah, the ley lines. You know where those energy vortexes are? Yeah. And we also did that in Sedona, Arizona. We viewed the stars in California, which is on this channel. NFL Hall of Fame. NBA Hall of Fame. That's right, the NBA Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts. Get yourself over there to the MOPOWERZ. Get yourself over there to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Ohio and the NFL Hall of Fame in Ohio. Get yourself over there to Florida, to New York, to Maine, to Boston, Massachusetts, where we stood out on the seaport, where they had the great Boston Massacre Tea Party. Yeah, the Boston Tea Party. When they refused to pay England, some more cash. Refused to, continue to get extorted. Yeah. We went over there to Boston. Check us out at the Boston Globe. Check us out in Philadelphia, where you had the slaves that lived in George Washington house. Get yourself over there. Yeah, that's right. That's what I said. George Washington. MOPOWERZ. Travel with us to Washington, D.C., right in front of the White House, where I gave a great video in regards to that. Just take a ride with us. We've been all over the country. Arizona, Oregon, Washington, Kansas City, Mexico, New Mexico. How about that Blanca place in New Mexico? How about Dallas, Texas? How about Arlington, Texas, where we went to Dallas Football Stadium and did a nice video with Tom Landry in the background? How about that? We did it all. Ruby Red Mountain. Take yourself over there with Tennessee tours. Take a ride with us to Atlanta, Georgia. Take a ride with us to Florida. Whether it be Daytona Beach, whether it be Fort Lauderdale, Take a ride with us. Whether it be South Beach in Miami, I-95. Take a ride with us, MOPOWERZ, and enjoy yourself historically at the same time. And if you are into old school hip-hop, R&B, spoken word, comedy, independent movies, take a ride with us on my other channel, the last channel, THEMOSHOW Classics, one word, no space, here on YOUTUBE, and find the likes of Dion Cole, Diane Quarter, Reggie Reg, Quintella, Dura Banks, Dura Banks, Shari, Twister, Shauna, Crucial Conflicts, Psychodrama, Mecca, Mano, High Pilot, Notepads, Affiliated Fellas. We got a whole bunch of material that you can enjoy, watch, laugh yourself to, and bump your head and body to on THEMOSHOW Classics. One word, no space, here on YOUTUBE. Yeah, the fourth channel. Yeah. Kung Fu Genius, space, kick-ass. Kung Fu Genius, space, kick-ass. We're working on that channel, but as I stated earlier in this video, I've been behind the scenes working on my own channel, this channel, getting things right. Getting things right. Understanding YouTube. Understanding what I have to do to be successful. That's what I've been doing because, hey, if you're not here on YOUTUBE and you're not educating people or you're not looking to be successful in some type of way, in any type of way it is, it doesn't always have to be monetarily. It can just be giving people your views and aspects of things. That's why many of us came here. Just a platform that we can vent. But as we go on and forward, we find out a lot of things about YouTube. And that's what I'm doing right now. With the inspiration of becoming a better version of myself, bringing you all information that you can use in your daily lives. The only thing you have to do is apply it. There's a thing called frequency. I hope that you get up on it. I'm just saying. Thanks for viewing, you all. Peace out. And on your way out the door, make sure you hit the subscribe, like, and share, the notification bell, and the word all to help ensure that you get notifications when we upload videos here on YOUTUBE, and press those condiments, as I said, the like and the share. Share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your CONVERSATION. Thanks for viewing, you all. Peace out. That's my time right now. See you tomorrow.